R provides powerful tool for data manipulation, transformation, and cleaning. To be honest with you, I repeated this with the both back and forth. I mean, in history, it should be in the key features. So I'm repeating the bullet point once again, which is a data manipulation, cleaning, and cleaning is a cleansing. We sometimes say cleansing, sometimes we say cleaning of the data, which is a very, very important for a researcher or a data analyzer or an analyst or any programmer, because I will tell you the importance of cleaning in the next slides. Graphics and visualization, it gives a high quality. R gives a high quality of graphics and visualization. Also, R provides a rich set of statistical functions for descriptive and inferential statistics. I mean, we can say in any of, for example, say large sample and small sample. At that time, we use this R more, like any of the t-test or chi-square test, whatever be. It allows the users to perform a variety of statistical tests and models. So, R plays an important role in statistical analysis again. R is a cross platform supporting Windows, Microsoft, and Mac operating system and Linux. So, R will be supporting both, all the three, like Android, Windows, Linux, and operating system for Apple like Mac, etc. Making it accessible to users regardless of their operating system. Whatever the operating system you use, like Windows or Linux or any Mac, you can use this R language. That is the beauty of R language. Again the most and important thing is importing and exporting the data, because when you are talking about in industry, suppose you are working for any retail business, like say uh, Walmart, because I was in US, so don't mind that I'm giving the US examples, because Walmart is one of the biggest chain market in most of the US market for retail business. So when you talk about industry, they give the data in different formats. For example, PDF, HTML, Excel, CVS, CSV, so on and so forth. Whatever the data is coming into you, you can import the data into R. You can export into from the R to various extensions like .xls, SQL databases, Tableau, Power BI, any of this. You can import and you can export. That is the one of the major thing you have to remember in R. Meaning R supports a variety of data formats, including CSV, Excel, SQL, big data, Python, changing from one data set to another data set. This makes it easy to import and export the from different sources, because the businessman don't know whatever the data is. They give the just the data, huge data to you. So you have to convert into R, and then you have to start doing the cleaning process. That's why any programming language, irrespective of R or a Python or any of SAS or StatLab or MathLab, whatever SPSS, whatever you take. So the beauty of R is it can convert all imports and exports of the formats. Integration with other languages. R can be integrated with other programming languages like C, C++, and Java, allows users to leverage the existing code written in other languages. Meaning, suppose you are in Python platform, you can use R integrated with the Python, and you can work on R instead of Python. Because you, if suppose you are an expert in R and you want to work on R, but the industry is asking to work on Python, yes, you open Python and you integrate that with R, and you can write the code in R and you can produce that in Python. That is the beauty, one of the integration systems you have in R. It provides a rich set of tools for the data exploration, manipulation, and statistical models. Again, the same thing which I repeated in the history, because it is one of the significant key for the statistical models in R. That is about the key features of R. And the next slide goes with significance of R programming. This is something like very near to the key roles, but there are slight thin differences in that. Here, the R programming is a statistical computing and graphical language where it gains the importance of various fields in the sense, when you see different fields like data types we call in the programming language, the fields are nothing but like columns in the Excel. For example, you have different fields like, say, suppose date format and year format, or character like name of the customers, and the product given by the customer, and the profits given to the business, and the price of the goods. Like, I will show you one example, one of the retail example, and you people have any concerns about the fields, you can raise a hand so that I can explain in your terminology or in your fields what you are expecting. So if I take an example in fields like date format, characters, numbers, sometimes alphanumeric, in these fields, it statistical computation is very very important, which R can support or helps you to make all these significant fields to change however you want, like changing the data types. The language offers the numerical packages for creating the high quality visualization, which is crucial and important for interpreting the complex data sets. That is where R plays an important role. R has become a popular choice in the field of data science and machine learning. It has a comprehensive ecosystem of packages such as Carrot, like, again, this packages like Carrot, Random Forest, say simple words like linear model or linear regression model. In these models, this R plays more important than Python. Trust me, the accuracy of the output of R in random forest or in finding the R square in the linear regression model is more accurate than Python, because when you work with both the uh, languages, we know the accuracy or the significance of our language there, the output, I mean, making it suitable for the building and evaluating the prediction models, any of these predictive models or the time series models, whatever the models you take, R gives the best accuracy in the result. And the various, like when you say F1 score or something, you give more accurate results in R. That is why R is more important in the industry or in academics. Now, as I already mentioned in one of the in the starting session of this, why Python, not R programming in few industries? Again, the people, you use R in academics, but when you come into the industry or when you come to the career growth or when you start your career in the beginning star, you may feel a bit challenged to convert from R to Python, but there is, unfortunately, there is no way, you have to skip Python. So again, uh, before going to that, I just want to show you why I'm talking about this session. Okay, this is the session I will show you. Are in industry. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, before going to that slide, I want to show you this slide because why R is less in the industry and why Python is more in the industry. If you see this graph, you see the 30% of the job market is Python and 10% of R is in job market. Meaning, if you apply for 10 jobs, you get 30% of 10, like say 70 jobs or almost on Python, and another 3 jobs out of 10 will be on R. And this is how the R programming and Python will be attached with machine learning, artificial intelligence, or data science modules. Like these are the models, these machine learning models are this, I can say, left hand side 3 pie diagrams are pies are from statistical models, and these two are the programming languages. So this is a combination when you come into the industry. So, as I already said, I'm in the data science roles and in the industry from the so long. I have experience in both R and Python with all these three. So, I can give you much idea why R and Python are in the market more. So before going to the next slide, I want to complete this slide. And to be honest, it would be helpful to you to see and get some idea about uh, are in the industry. So when I talk about the industry, there are a combination, even you are a best statistician or an academic, you should have some experience and knowledge about the hacking skills, like programming skills, and some substantive expertise, meaning that business experience. This business experience you may not get when you are in academics. I understand and I agree with the researchers, but when you are working on a project on your research, make it a habit of explaining the same thing in a business scenario. Don't talk in the industry with research experience. Yes, I agree, you are the best in your research, but you convert them in smartly into an industry experience so that it will be helpful to jump into the market or into the career growth very faster, and that will make you to become a machine learning programmer or a data scientist. At the end of the day, we all work with something which is productive in realistic manner. Even we are as researchers, of course not always, because few people can be jumping into the lectures, so they may not have this substantial expertise not required. These two are required for them, but I'm talking about the industry here, so I have to talk about the substantial expertise, that is business experience. And coming to this slide, this picture, I think it is not much related to the R programming, but when I say R in industry, to jump into a data science, again this domain, computer science, IT, which is nothing but a programming skill required. So again, this is also a very very important uh, picture for you, because we are talking about, this session is about RC. R is 44% as a, when you are in data science field, and predictive analytics field 41%, which is almost more. Predictive analytics is nothing but mostly when you jump into the pharmaceutical industry, they use SAS. But other than pharmaceutical industries, we usually talk about R and Python. So this plays an important role in your career growth if you are planning for the career growth. Okay, so significance is over. Now again, I'm going back to this slide. Why Python, not R programming in few industries? Okay, the syntax and concepts may be challenging for those new, as I already said that. It may be a slight changes in the syntaxes and concept, but base R programming will really help you to jump into the Python programmer. So you no need to worry if you are a R programmer that I may not get a good career growth in the initial stages. No, it's only a just practice of say 1 or 2 months. If you start converting your R programming basic programs into Python, you will be masters in statistical programming. R may not be an efficient in memory management as some other languages, because R is very well structured uh, syntaxes. So it may take some time, which is not a by-hearted thing, but which can be concerned when dealing with the large data sets. But a slight disadvantage of R is less. This is a limitation to lead to the slower performance and increases the memory usage. That is one of the drawback of R. So, and also it is limited to the GUI, which is a graphical user interface support. It is not it is not so friendly. It's not a friendly to the GUI support. R is specialized for the statistical computing and may not be versatile for the general purpose programming, like, say, for example, C++. It can be both for the engineers as well as statisticians. But R is only specialized for statisticians. That way, I can elaborate this point for you guys. So, R is specialized for only limited to the statistical programmer, not for the engineers. I can say this word engineers, because engineers may use C++ more than R. But when they come for the data analyzing, yes, they have to jump into R. That is the one of the major why Python and Java plays a very important role than R. Okay. Our performance may be affected when working with extremely large data sets. Users dealing with the big data might find other tools like Apache, like big data, more suitable for their needs. That's why R has a, a lower area or lower performance in the fields of like huge data, when they are using the huge data, which is called as like data coming from various format like SQL, NoSQL, or any of the data bricks. In such cases, our performance will be a little bit lesser than uh, the other programming languages, like just now I showed you Java or C++. While R is widely used in academics and researchers, certain industries may not prefer these languages like Python. Suppose, for example, a an interview is happened for 7 people, out of which there are only 2 or 3 Python programmers and 4 R programmers. First, they give preference to the Python programmers. That's why, as I already mentioned, just make a habit of writing your R programming in Python as well, so that it will be like indulge for you to convert the syntaxes from R to Python to come into the industry of career growth. Otherwise, R is the best thing. The choice of languages often depends on specific industries and trends and requirements. Again, some of the industries also follows that we want only the R programmers, not Python programmers, because they use as a software, open source, or the there are some very good features in R which are called as R shiny and R markdown. So when they use the R shiny and R markdowns, they prefer R programmers than Python programmers. Then you will be having good hold in the market than
ఉంటలేదు
Python.
వదిలేయండి ఎట్లా లోపు చేస్తారేమో సార్ పైన
Sorry guys, heard something, so I just want to. Okay. So in machine learning models, R is a good choice for the, sorry, I already repeated this. And here I can say Python is having some more libraries like Skype. This is not for us because we are not having a session for Python, but I just want to distinguish the difference between R libraries and Python libraries. That is why the last bulletin or last bullet point says about the comparison of packages between R and Python. Okay, as I just mentioned, R shiny and R markdown. How, as this session is exclusively for introduction of R programming, I just want to give an overview and a good understanding about R shiny and R markdown. If you want to start building the R programmer area, R shiny will help you a lot. So when I say it helps you a lot, you should know what is this R shiny. R shiny is one of the exclusively web-based data visualization. Like, as you aware, I guess you people are aware of Tableau, uh, say Spotfire, say Power BI. These, even in Excel, sorry, even in Excel you can do some graphs. Likewise, in R also you can do some best graphs, which we call it as data visualization, which is termed as R shiny in the R programming language. I'll show you how the R shiny works for you, and it is like very very helpful for the management people when you come under this R shiny, because you just give a key button to them to just move the button and see the management how the numbers are going for them, and application directly from R. I'll let you know and I will show you how this R shiny works in the next session. It has developed by R Studio, same like R, how we are installing in the same we can use this R shiny as well. No need to have a special software for this. We can use in R Studio where we write a program, and its primary goal is to make it easy for our users to turn their analysis into interactive web application, meaning that suppose you are developing a application on uh, on the websites, you can directly interact this website with your R, so that public can see directly your R shiny back in the R program, where you cannot the end user may not use that program, but they can use the I can say in a simple way the what do you call apps. Suppose in the mobile you have different types of apps, you don't know the back end what the program. Whenever you go and install a app, you see whatever you want in the front end, and back end there is a huge program written. Very similar to that, our shiny will be on the front end and our program will be on the back end. without requires any knowledge for the web developer languages like HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. So the web developer, like it is one of the operating system where we use in the backend and front end. Shiny or allows users to create a dynamic and interactive web application by embedding R code directly into the web pages. That's what I was discussing in the first point. Users can interact with the application and the result are updated in the real time. So R Shiny application can be embedded within R Markdown. I'll tell you what is R Markdown. It's a documentation, allows for the creation of the interactive reports and dashboards that can easily shared. This is like a dashboard, and it is with the documentation. R Markdowns helps the beginners especially to understand what is happening step by step. uh, I can say, for example, if you write a code which is not having a heading or a footer, they cannot understand what is that. So the documentation will help you the stepwise process. I will show you. It's like, for example, comments. When you write a comment for the program, the end user, like suppose if I show you one program without any comments, you cannot take in a first go. So you may feel uncomfortable in understanding the syntax. When you have an R markdown with the documentation, it helps you to make a stepwise follows with the creation of the interactive reports or dashboards that makes the end user very easy and user friendly for them. So that is about the R Markdown. So R Markdown is a dynamic document format that integrates the executable R code with the plain text, allows you to create the documents that waver together code, results, and narrative text. It is an open source format like R. It is also an open source. No need to pay any uh, uh, money for that, and it will be useful, and it will be uh, open in the website. You can use whenever, wherever you want, like R Markdown. And it provides a convenient way to combine the data analysis, code execution, and documentation. It is a combination of data, code, and documentation in a single document. As simple as that. It is a combination of data, code, and documentation. So suppose if I talk something, you will understand. Without my talking, you can understand everything with R Markdown. That is the beauty of R Markdown. Okay, I will show you in the next session how this R Shiny and R Markdown with one example, so that you get more idea about that. This I already explained for you. And can you please let me know the time, because I have to, still we have time, right?
Ma'am, 10
Yes.
minutes, ma'am.
Oh, only 10 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, guys, if I was boring with my session. If you people are, I want to make you more active with the programs, but time is a little bit short. I will explain the I will show you one program in this 10 minutes. Then we will continue with the only exclusively with the programs in the next session, which is very, very interesting and very, very useful for the R programmers. Uh, to whom these are programmers: researchers, statisticians, database managers, engineers, analysts, programmers. They use R program. Okay. As you all, I think, from the statistical background, no need to make you more uh, clear about this slide, because statistics is a combination. Why I brought this slide into session, because R is nothing but statistics. When you talk about a statistical model, you have to build that model in one of the program, which is R. So R with statistics and economics, R with mathematics. R can be used in any of this with the statistics. Even in wars, we use a programming language, how the war system is going on back end. According to that, they plan for the next views, like next play of the war. So that will help us in our programming. That is about one of this. As I promised you, the installation and running of the R program is very, very important. So I don't know you people have the software link. After this session, I will send you this links for you, so that for tomorrow's session, if you can just download this and this, these are the two steps. If you go and just first you have firstly install R, then R Studio. This is R, this is R Studio. Just follow the steps. If you click on this, you will ask very simple question. Go to the next, next. That's it. There is nothing to worry. You can understand very clearly in the website. Just click on the next buttons. You can install our softwares. If you people already have that, it will be very helpful and great to have in the next session. When I was talking about this, you people can automatically do the program there them itself. Okay, before going and closing the session, I just want to show you 2 or 3 syntaxes about R and how this R Studio works. Okay, so I don't take much time, because exclusively I will keep one session for R programming. So when you install the R, if you go here, you can type R Studio like this. You get this icon and you have to click on that. If you click on that, you get into this session. I didn't close because we have only a very short period, so I don't want to close and open, which takes some time sometimes. Okay, so this is nothing but, see, if you this okay, before going to our syntaxes, I just want to show you how this R programming council and the where to write the code and how this buttons will help you out. Okay, this is where you start writing a program. New file, R script. This will help you to open. See, you have some programs here. So each program will help you to open that particular sheet. So when you want to write a new program, go to file and new file script. So you can write whatever you want and you can run it. This is where you write a program. First window. This is one of the windows. So you can say in R Studio, there are majorly 4 windows where you write the code, where you execute the code. If you say here the console, this console will give you the uh, output of the code which you are writing here. And here the third window, which is having an environment, history, connections, and tutorials. This will majorly the environment, we automatically it will be open, where you can see what is the data you are running, what are the paths you are using in that particular program. This will be seen here, and this will help you to see the files, any of the files where you want to extract the data. Some are like from help and all, and you can see the plots here. I will show you some of the plots maybe in the next session, because time is getting running. And these are the packages. Again, packages and libraries are very, very important in R, where it helps us. I will tell you what is the packages and what are the major packages we use, why, what actually the packages help the backend, and help viewer and presentation. Few are the blocks. So now I don't go in depth about this, but I want to let you know that in our programming there are 4 major windows where you write a program. If you see here, this, can you see my pointer where I'm seeing the data? Here there is a grocery data, Excel file and file path. When you run this code rm list ls, I will tell you what is this. If you run here, you cannot see anything here. That means it clears the back. Suppose you are running on the groceries data and you jump into another data called as uh, say for example retail data. You are running two data sets. If you want to clear this, you have to give this. It is nothing but clearing the environment, simple words. Okay. And if you want to clear this, I purposefully kept all this output because I want to show you that how to clear that. That is more important. Okay. So now the R Studio is clear without any of this. So when I run one program or a syntax, you will understand what is that. Okay. Before going to the programs, I just want to let you know how to import the data. As I already said in the uh, slides, that we can import the CSV file, Excel file, PDF file, HTML file. Any of these files can be imported and exported. So for today's session, I just to show you CSV file, and we can use some more files in the next session, because all at a time may be confusion and time lags. So here what I am doing is, see, this is a comment which helps you specify the file path or URL. Suppose you are pulling the data from any of the websites, that is URL. If you are pulling the data from any of your paths, say for example, this is my path where I kept this groceries data CSV, right? So when you keep a CSV file here and when you want to pull that data, give a file path, or in fact any of the data set. You can say data set also. Suppose say data set. Okay. When you run this data set, when you run this data set, you see the, if there is no red color, it means that it is running good without any challenges. If I run this, you get an error because I changed the file path to data set here. So I purposefully running this because I want to show how the errors looks like. See, when I said file path not found, yes, because I changed the file path, sorry, to data set. So again I have to do data set here. I purposefully did that because I want to show you the errors. See, now it is reading the file, because there is a data set which is pulling from this path, and this data set I am reading here. This is to read that CSV file. So there is a grocery data set which I pulled. Okay. Please let me know if I was over time so that I will stop. And now the head will display you. One second.
You have 5 minutes for this
Yeah,
session.
yeah, sure. I will stop in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you for giving this time. And head groceries are, will explain you. See, that's why to make you to understand and give informative, it displays the first few rows, only first 5 or 6 rows. It will show you that data is read into this grocery and what are the columns and rows you have. Basic rows, there may be so many rows. So it will, this head command or this head syntax will show you the column heading, we can say, and the data inside that column heading. So customer name, the Harish, customer name. So there are 5 or 6 data rows and along with the columns. That's it, head. This name will give you only the column headings, that is order ID, customer name, category, subcategory, city, only that one. See, I will show you that. See, so first of all, as an programmer, you have to import the data and see what are the data columns you have, which are relevant to our analysis or not. So if we don't want, we can remove them. That is next part. Okay. And now this dimensions will show you in the groceries how many rows and how many columns are there. If you see these names 1, 2, 3, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 2, 10, 11. There are so total 11. So when you run this, see, there are 11 columns and 994 rows. Okay, I will show you. This is the data set I made you to see. If you see here, count 9995. This is the rows. And how many columns are there? These many columns. That is 11 columns. That is what the dimensions will show you. I will stop with this with the programming because time is up. I will explain you in detail and I will show you some regression models, how we run for the data and logistic regressions. I have a beautiful programs where you can understand and basic data preparation, imputation methods, EDA methods. In fact, I can show you some more like say linear logistic outliers, and there are lots of uh, programs which I can make you more easy as a data analyst or as statistician. This is about a few basic syntaxes. Fortunately, I have this opportunity to give all this, and I don't want to elaborate about myself, but if you people want any of my support or help in any of statistical line or R programming or Python programming or jump into the careers, you can connect me in the link, LinkedIn. That will make me more easy to interact with you if you people have any questions or anytime, not now. So you people can approach me. That is what about my session today. And again, thank you, Ashish sir, personally interacted with me for giving this session to you. Hope this will be helpful to you, and if any time permits, it would be great to answer your questions. Please raise your hands if you have any questions. Thank you for everyone who have given this opportunity to me.
Ma'am, I want to know that by Python is more preferable over R Shiny for app development.
R Shiny is like Tableau and Power BI is more powerful than R Shiny. If you talk about the programming, is a bit different from uh, R Shiny. R Shiny is exclusively for graphics. So R Shiny is very useful, but Python programming is useful. Coming to data visualization, we prefer, as an industry people, we prefer either Power BI or Tableau.
Okay, ma'am. Participants, any query?
Please ask the questions. That will be really helpful. If you people think that I was a bit faster or something, or you are not getting any questions in this session, please make a note and ask me tomorrow's session. I will help you to the extent, because this will be really helpful for the researchers and academic like students in the first year or in the final year, so that they can make a good habit of knowing about programming languages, as well as how it helps in your projects or wherever you use this R programs. Please don't hesitate, because this is a very good opportunity to you all to know about R programming. Hopefully, I feel.
Thank you, ma'am. This is a very brainstorming session, learning on demand high-level programming language with some hands-on practice. I am sure we all have learned a lot throughout this session and definitely enhance our programming skill set. Thank you so much, ma'am, for
Thank
your
you.
valuable time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.